Hi guys, this is Jonathan and you are watching Tech Area Network. Today I am on another awesome project with my favorite Raspberry Pi. Today in this session I will show you how to block internet ads in all your smart gadgets like smartphones, iPhones, tabs, laptop, desktop or whatever the gadget you have in your network by using a single Raspberry Pi. This will definitely boost up your network speed and the productivity as well, especially when you are on work from home model. Before moving to the practical session, please make sure you have subscribed to our channel, hit the bell icons for all video notifications and don't forget to like, share and comment. Here we will use a network tracker and ad blocker tool known as Pi-hole. This works as a DNS server for your network and blocks the ads at the DNS level. As a traditional practice, we usually use ad blocker tools in the web browser level of all the available devices in our network. If any new device or guest device comes up, we have to configure the device to block the ads. So this is a kind of manual task which has to be eliminated. That's why we will use Pi-hole, and most importantly, it's an open source product. So we're gonna deploy this awesome tool on a Raspberry Pi 4. You can visit my Raspberry Pi DIY project playlist for more such beautiful videos. Now let's talk about the hardware requirement for this project. Number 1, Raspberry Pi. In my case, I am using Raspberry Pi 4 Model B with optional casing. Number 2, a 16GB microSD card with a card holder or card reader. Make sure you are having class 10 microSD card. Number 3, a micro HDMI to HDMI cable for display. And number 4, USB Type-C power adapter for power supply. Now let's talk about the software requirements. We will need to download the Raspbian OS from their official website. I'll put the link in the description box below. After downloading the OS image, we will have to flash it to the SD card. For that, we will use Etcher tool. You can use any other tool of your choice. Right now we are going to download the Raspbian OS. So the download process has been started. I will be back after completing the download. As Etcher tool was pre-installed in my system, so I will directly open the Etcher tool from start menu. And meanwhile, I have inserted the USB card reader with the SD card into my system. So you can see that 16GB microSD card has been detected automatically by the Etcher tool. Now it's time to flash the downloaded image file into this SD card. Let's click here to browse the image file. So here is the downloaded Raspbian OS image file. Let's select it and click on open. Then click on flash to flash the image file into the SD card. This might take a few minutes to complete, so I'll be back after completing the process. So after completing the process, we will need to insert the SD card into the Raspberry Pi 4. Attach the other components like HDMI cable, keyboard, mouse to it, and finally turn it on. So this is the home profile after booting Raspbian OS on Raspberry Pi. Now we will have to do some basic jobs like connecting to the internet via wire or Wi-Fi, whatever you want. You can also set up SSH to connect the device remotely. Here I am using my Wi-Fi network for internet connectivity. Let's now check the IP address which is assigned by my router to this Raspberry Pi 4. So it's 192.168.1.8. If I do a ping test toward the internet, I can get it too. So my device is reachable to the internet. Now let's start the main part of the session. As I told about Pi-hole ad blocker tool earlier in this video, now it's the time to install Pi-hole in this Raspberry Pi device. So use this command to make an automated installation of Pi-hole. Don't worry, I will put the command in the description box below. So the command has been initiated successfully, and this might take a few minutes to be completed. As you can see, the wizard itself is telling me that this will make this device to a network-wide ad blocker. So I should say OK. Since Pi-hole is an open source tool, you can support them by making some donations. Press enter to proceed to the next window. In this step, the assigned dynamic IP address, that is 192.168.1.8 to this Raspberry Pi would be saved as the static one because it will work as an ad blocking server and we don't want our server to change that IP address dynamically. Press enter to proceed to the next window. In this step, we have to select our Raspberry Pi's network interface card which will be connected to the internet always. In my case, it would be the Wi-Fi NIC or WLAN 0 of my Raspberry Pi 4 device. Select WLAN 0 and press enter to proceed to the next window. Here we have to choose the global DNS service providers such as Google DNS or OpenDNS, or if you have any custom DNS server in your infrastructure, then you can choose custom DNS. I will go for OpenDNS here. Now these are some third-party ad blocking service providers. You can use these providers because Pi-hole has trust on them. Select all the providers and press OK to proceed further. Here I will select IPv4 and IPv6, both the protocols. Finally, it is asking me to use 192.168.1.8 as a static IP of this ad blocking server and 192.168.1.1 as the gateway or IP address of my Wi-Fi router. I will confirm it by selecting yes. Before proceeding to the next step, make sure you don't assign the IP address 192.168.1.8 to any other device in your network. Otherwise, it may occur IP conflict issue. In this step, select on option to install a web admin interface because Pi-hole can be managed via web browser. This step is asking me to install the web server. Select on option to perform the step. In this step, it is asking me to log all the queries. Yes, I want to log the queries of all the devices in my network. So I will select on and press OK. This step is about the privacy mode. For now, I will select show everything. Whatever the settings I have done so far can be edited later as per the requirements. So the options we have selected in the previous steps are now started. This may take a few minutes to be completed. I will be right back once all the tasks get finished. Finally, the setup is ready for us. Here is the IP address of this ad blocker. This is the web interface to log in and manage the network, and this is the password to login. Firstly, I will change the login password of the web interface. For that, I will use this command. Now I will set my new password. You can also set a blank password too. Now let's verify the IP address of this device once. It should be 192.168.1.8. Okay, let's now go to my laptop to open the dashboard of this ad blocker device remotely. So right now I am on my laptop and my web browser is also opened up. Now put the web interface address of the Raspberry Pi ad blocker. In my case, the URL is 192.168.1.8/admin. So this is the welcome page of the ad blocker device. Some basic information of the device and the network are being seen here. Now we will log into the device from here. I will put the password which I have set in the previous step. So there are lots of tabs are available to configure and monitor the network, such as query log, whitelist, blacklist, local DNS records and many more. If we go back to the dashboard, we can see that the ad blocker device is not detecting anything here. It means the ad blocker device presently is not in action. Before making it workable for our network, let's open a website that shows lots of ads. So guys, you can see lots of ads are being displayed here. To block all these ads, let's now configure our network's DNS part to point to the Raspberry Pi ad blocker. Because in this entire project, your ad blocker server will act as the DNS server for your network. You have two options here. Number one is go to your router's DHCP configuration and put the Raspberry Pi's IP address as the DNS server. Some home routers do not support this operation. In that case, you have to edit the DNS configuration in all the available devices in your network. I will show you that on my laptop and on an Android smartphone. Let's start with the laptop. Go to the network properties of the laptop. This is my Wi-Fi adapter by which I am connected to the internet. Let's go to the TCP/IP v4 properties of it. Put the DNS server IP address as 192.168.1.8, which is the IP address of my ad blocker server. That's all to do. Let's now go back to the website and refresh the page again. Wow, you can see that no ads at all. Let's now try another site. Very nice. So the ad blocker server is working properly for my laptop. Let's now go back to the ad blocker's dashboard. You can see the summarized logs of all the blocked queries here. For a detailed view, go to the query log. So this is the detailed log of the blocked queries from my laptop. Because as of now I have connected my laptop only. From here or from this window, you can convert a blacklisted domain to whitelist and whitelisted domain to blacklist. A lot more things can be done from this web management console. Like if you want to disable this ad blocker service temporarily or permanently in your network, you can do so. As I have stopped the service for 10 seconds only, so the ads will be started to display. After 10 seconds, the service will be resumed again automatically. You can stop the service permanently by clicking on indefinitely. Let's now try it on an Android phone. But remember guys, changing the DNS server IP in all the available gadgets only be required for those whose Wi-Fi routers don't allow to change it in the router level. Now I am on an Android smartphone. Go to the Wi-Fi settings of the Android device, select the desired Wi-Fi connection name and then configure it like this way. Tap on Show Advanced option. Change the IP settings from dynamic to static. Put the IP address gateway subnet mask as per your Wi-Fi network. And finally set the DNS server as the IP address of your ad blocking server. In my case, it must be 192.168.1.8 and then followed by an optional global DNS server. Finally, put your Wi-Fi password to connect to the Wi-Fi network. Finally, I am connected to my Wi-Fi network. Let's open a website from here. So guys, you can see that no ads are being displayed here. Let's now check some more websites from this Android smartphone. So there is no ads so far. Finally, I am working on a network where there is no ads to slow down my internet bandwidth. Meanwhile, let's take a look on the ad blocker dashboard. It must contain a new device that is an Android smartphone and the IP must be 192.168.1.128, which I have set in the Wi-Fi properties of that smartphone. Here we go. So these are the queries which I have made from my smartphone. By this way, you can monitor all the DNS queries generated from all the available gadgets in your network. And most importantly, you can block all the ads to make the network faster. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want you to build such an awesome ad blocker at your place and share your experience in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel for more such awesome projects.